So last week, my dad decided that our family dinners were getting too boring. You know, the classic "how was your day" routine, my sister rolling her eyes, mom half listening while scrolling through her phone. Then, out of nowhere, dad stands up, slams his fist on the table, startling the dog under my chair, and declares, "From now on, we speak only in pirate slang at dinner, or ye be walkin' the plank." We all thought he was joking, mom even laughed. But dad just narrowed his eyes, picked up his napkin, and tied it around his head like a bandana. That was the first warning. The next night, he doubled down. He handed out eye patches and insisted we address him as Cap'n. I tried to ask for the mashed potatoes, but he just stared at me until I said, Cap'n, pass me the treasure spuds." My little brother got really into it and started calling everyone scalawag, which led to mom threatening to make him clean the bathrooms for a week. But dad was in his element. He'd say things like, "Avast, pass the grog," which was just milk, and "shiver me timbers, who finished the last of the chicken." By day 3, things had escalated. No one would pass anything unless you properly threatened to make them walk the plank. My sister refused to hand over the salt until I waved a breadstick at her and bellowed, "Hand over the booty, or it's the high seas for ye." Mom, never one to get left out, started hiding the butter and demanded a riddle before she'd reveal its location. Dad, meanwhile, was busy drawing a treasure map on the back of a napkin to help us find the dessert, which turned out to be pudding hidden behind a stack of plates. But tonight was the peak. Grandma came over and, after listening to us squawk like parrots and threaten each other with imaginary cutlasses for 15 minutes, she sighed, picked up her fork, and said, "I'll pass the salt, but only if someone explains why your father's wearing a colander as a hat." Dad grinned, pointed to his head, and said, "It's for protection, Ma, it keeps the scurvy and the seasoning at bay." I'm the captain of this gravy ship. And that, my friends, is the story of how I learned that in my house, the only thing that gets passed at dinner anymore is the buck. And occasionally, the rum cake.